Welcome to the Real Estate Trifecta.
We here.
My name is Carlos Salinas, Mr. You Don't Need 20% with Signature Premier Properties. And to my left, I got this brother, my brother from another, the man of the hour. Take it, brother.
I am Kevin Spann. Kevin Spann, the insurance guru. Kevin Spann, the man that's fortunate to be sitting next to this sharply dressed brother right here. People, one time.
You know, I got flavors. People ask me all the time
about that.
I got flavors. I try to tell them I got flavors.
Now they know.
You know, it's funny, right? And I remember, first and foremost, before we even dive in, today we are one person short. Lou Soriano wasn't able to make it today. Brother, we're going to miss you for this episode. This is the Memorial Day weekend episode. We're shooting a little bit early, so due to scheduling constraints, our boy couldn't make it. So it's all good. We're still going to rock out.
We're going to try without Mr. CFP.
We're giving him a big shout out. Brother, you are in our thoughts. We miss you, and we're looking forward to the next shoot. But going back to that, I remember... I'm an office dude. So, you know, within this industry, a lot of people are able to work from home, not really have to go to the office. But for me, being in the office motivates me to be a better business person. And I remember starting out, office scene always, right? Mm-hmm. Starting out, I was just like, damn, what do I do? You're still trying to figure yourself in this young business, and we're going to jump into a lot of that. But, as a young entrepreneur, as a young businessman, what do you invest in to be, professional, or invest in yourself to become more successful? One of those was my wardrobe.
It has to be done.
It has to be done,
Lo. So I'll add to that.
Go ahead.
Especially with where we are and where we're coming from, with so many of us working remotely, so many of you working from home. It was nice at first. Yeah. Sweats, shorts, T-shirts. But after a while, part of my mental makeup is every day I have to ask myself, would I buy from me?
That's a fact.
And when I look in the mirror and that answer is no, I have to step up.
That's a fact.
I have to step up because it's part of your mindset. It's not about if everybody else has on T-shirts and whatever else they might be wearing. It's about you. It's about your mindset. It's about your personal confidence. So I actually feel bad today because I said, it's summertime. It's 80 degrees. So I'm gonna take the button down off. Halfway to the mode.
Right.
I respect it because you're right.
Listen,
mindset is everything.
Brother, I had showings all morning. I started today at 9 o'clock. I was all around the Three Village area and the Smithtown area. So, all of my clients are important, but even if I've known you for a while, this is my business and I do really take it seriously. But, man, it's, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Like thing.
It was, working home, it was tough, looking in the mirror, I had to put the kit in my hair. I had to get my joint right. It's crazy. You waking up, you talking to people that, you got to jump on a Zoom call. You fresh from like the waist up. Yeah. It's different. And I didn't want to lose the aspect of being able to, I'm a big proponent of like dressing for success.
Absolutely.
Dress for the job that you want, not for the job that you have. You know what I mean? And I said that the last episode, and that resonates.
Say it again.
Yeah,
Say it again because it's
for the young entrepreneurs. You know what? I want to get into something because I want to ask you a personal question.
Sure.
But before we do that, we are the Real Estate Trifecta philanthropist.
Yes.
We got some really great giveaways. The last episode, we gave away a gift certificate to HomeSense.
Nice.
So all these Joanna Gaines fans, you still got time because we're shooting early. But this episode, I want to throw in something real nice.
What are we talking about?
We talking about the Roomba.
The Roomba.
Man, that little vacuum that drives around the house and drives the cats crazy.
That.
Man.
Need that.
Let me tell you, it's one of those things that your floor is always going to be clean. And that's cool, especially if you're a homeowner.
That's important.
All the time. So, I'm going to throw in the Roomba this week. Again, the Real Estate Trifecta on the gram, on Facebook, the Real Estate Trifecta, gmail.com. Hit us up. Make sure you send me a DM. on the gram, just letting us know how we're doing, letting us know you want to be interested in these prizes, and we'll definitely pick somebody every episode to get those prizes to you. But I want to ask you something real personal.
Talk to me.
I'm a young businessman, and I know we were discussing this, off camera, and a lot of us are coming up in this industry. We spoke about intangibles. We spoke about the ones that have it and the ones that don't. Some people got to learn it and still, and when I mean it's that it factor in sales. It's that it factor in communication. It's that it factor in being able to drive, develop, and produce a business. Now, mind you, I did not have that experience. I've always worked for someone. I've always collected a W-2. So for me, it's different now that I'm a 1099. My mentality is different. The way I look at my money is different. The way that I invest my money is different. The way that I file my taxes are different. Write-offs are, listen, everything. So, question. Coming up, you are a successful businessman. You are I would say poster child is, it's you are the example. You are the example of what a lot of young brothers should strive for.
Thank you.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, only because I wish I knew or had what you have a long time ago. We're all supposed to be where we're supposed to be. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just God's plan.
Absolutely.
But, I wish I knew then what I knew now. But you've been a businessman for quite some time. Like, can you talk about like the struggles, what it is to develop a business, especially in your business, what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Like, what is it? What's something that we can explain to people that they don't know or they haven't experienced already?
So let me thank you for the compliments,
brother. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
A little bit overwhelming to hear all of that, goodness. But I like to tell the truth because it's easier to remember. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that I would say, a lot of people make the mistake, Carlos, that they think I want to work for myself because I don't want to listen to anybody.
Okay.
And that's the exact wrong reason to go into business.
Sure.
To be in business doesn't mean that you don't have one boss. It means that you're going to have 3 bosses or 100 bosses or thousands of bosses, depending on how big you think. I prayed for thousands of customers. I have thousands of customers, and that means I have thousands of bosses. What do you mean, Kev? We thought you worked for yourself. Yes, it's my company. Yes, I have a staff, but I believe in servant leadership. I work to make sure my staff is good, and I work to make sure I have an incredible standard of service that for my clients. Coming up in business is not easy, Carlos. I'll tell you like I tell anybody, I didn't just walk into this. It took me 20 years to have the confidence to walk into my dream. I was an inside employee, W-2 employee inside of Allstate Corporate for 20 years.
Yep.
I always wanted to be here, but as the years went on, I also had my own hesitation or reservations as to when to take the jump.
Yep.
I'm in my 20s. None of my friends own homes and they're driving their parents' cars. Mm-hmm. You can't open an insurance company right now. You don't even know any homeowners. I go into my 30s. Some renters, though. I'm living in Chicago. I don't know a lot of people.
You told me that.
There. I'm still thinking. I still have the burning desire to go in business, but I don't have that personal confidence that I can be successful yet.
Sure.
Fast forward to 2007, when I actually open up and I'm in the beginning of my early 40s, I feel ready. I feel ready both as a person, both as an entrepreneur, and both as my life experience as a parent, because that's what I insure. I insure families, homeowners with cars, people with businesses, and because of my life experience, I can relate to them. And it doesn't matter who they are or where they come from. My life experience, my industry experience allows me to relate to them. So after 20 years of being on the inside, my journey took some time to get here, but now I have the confidence to know what I'm doing. I know the standard of success I have to set. And I've learned how to take care of people. So for any aspiring young entrepreneur, yes, the pursuit of wealth is a worthy pursuit, but also pursue great service, because that's what people are going to pay you for. There's an old saying that says, manners will take you places that money won't. Be prepared to treat people well.
You can't buy class.
And not only the people that that are going to buy something from you,
no
but
question,
treat everybody well. Carlos, I'll share with the audience that I'm fortunate to be the son of an entrepreneur. My father, Robert Arthur Spann Sr., started an office cleaning business the year I was born.
Nice.
My brother still owns and operates that business to this day.
Very nice.
So I learned how to run an office from dumping garbages, cleaning ashtrays, and being of service and being inside offices at a very young age. And what I always aspired to be was just to work in an office. That's what I went to college for, an office job. And this opened up to become an entrepreneur as the natural birth out of my journey of many years and a lot of hard work.
I respect that. And you know, everybody has their journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we all reach places. We're all supposed to be where we're supposed to be. You know, if we want something changed, you know, you make it happen. I can relate to that because it wasn't but 4 years ago. Like I tell the story all the time, and I have no shame in my game in giving praise to, you know, my boy, my best friend, Zach Scher, into convincing me to take that plunge. And I was scared.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it 100, man. It wasn't, and you know, I come from an era where they say scared money don't make money.
That's right.
But if you don't get that money bi-weekly, it's a different conversation when your ribs start touching.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, okay, I'm tired. You know that saying.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Brother, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? And that was, you know, getting up every day. It didn't feel like I had no aspiration. I was just like, you know, dead end job, working for somebody else. I just told you about this person, you know, who, you know, I was so good at my job, I made his life comfortable.
Of course.
And when I left, I had the respect enough to give him a 4-week notice.
There you go.
And he still didn't get his stuff together. You know, he thought I was playing. Like, no, brother, I'm giving you 4 weeks and I'm gone.
Taillights.
You know, because the side money, because I was doing this part-time, the side money started making more than the main money. And it don't take but a math genius to figure out, you know, how success is going to be, you know, written.
Be so good that your side hustle becomes your main hustle. I can say the exact same thing, Carlos. I wasn't sure that I was a salesperson.
Okay.
So while being a W-2 employee, I took advantage of some sales opportunities. At one point, I sold
100%.
a little art. I just wanted to see if I can get in front of people and sell anything.
Really?
And
like I had an art gallery?
Yeah. No. It was a small company called PPI. We did art parties. My wife and I, we went out, we did art parties.
Get out of here.
People bought art. We asked people to host future art parties. We followed up with them. They gave more parties. And
I haven't been to one of those. I see them though. I
don't know if they go on anymore, but I was doing it. If I knew you then, I'd be asking you to host one. But you have to do what you have to do to build those things in you. Because I'll tell you something else. One of the things that I had to learn to do was to make conversations with strangers. And today I tell any young entrepreneur to make friends with strangers. I talk to so many young people
100%.
that want to form a business, but their target market is just their family and friends or just people that think like them, look like them, act like them.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But it's a very small market.
Yep.
You don't want to be the guy, at least I didn't want to be the guy that you ran from at the party.
Yeah.
Like, Carlos, I saw you at the party 2 weeks ago.
Right.
You still hit me up about the insurance. What's good?
Right.
I see you driving. You got New York plates. What's good?
Yeah.
How come you haven't hit me up? I didn't want to be that guy, so I had to learn to talk to strangers. So I began to talk to everybody. When I say everybody I walk past in the street, everybody in the deli, everybody at the cleaners, everybody at the grocery store, I began to make conversations with them because the people I aspired to be, they had the gift of gab. They could spin yarn with the stranger.
Yep.
And to this day, if every
Spin
day
yarn
I
with
make friends with a stranger, is a good day for me. If I don't make friends with somebody I don't know, it's like, Kev, you kept your circle too small today. You have to be better than that. You have to meet new people and do new things every day.
I'm going to tell you what we do as real estate agents, right? And I say this to all of my agents that are coming up, right? And, you know, we have the guest that we have on today is, her name is Alyssa Costanza. If you don't know, y'all going to want to strap in for this one. I'm telling you right now, she's a boss.
Yes.
Boss of bosses.
Yes.
Because she handles probably one of the most important things in the world, and that's credit.
Yes.
So I'm going to get to her in a second, but I think she can attest to this when it comes to, for real estate agents, what we do is cold calling. So a lot of entrepreneurs do cold calling. Like I know I do. And some people hate it, right? Some people hate the fact that you got to call somebody up and solicit business. Some people hate the feeling of what it feels like to speak to a perfect stranger on the other end of the phone, knowing that you can easily be rejected. Let me tell you something right now. I love that shit. And I'm cursing. I'm cursing right now. You never hear me curse on this show. I love that shit. I love cold calling. There is a rush to it. There is a rush about it that I cannot get away from. The fact that we got shut down from cold calling as agents, we are not allowed to. But as soon as they open that up, I'm going to be right on the phone.
We're
back in full effect. I am the king of cold calling on my team, and I'm going to tell you that I close more cold calls than anybody on my team. That's a given fact. I've solicited $1 million homes just from cold calling, picking up the phone and just calling somebody. Because you know what? On the other end of that phone is going to be somebody that you're going to be able to relate to, that even might give you their business. But
so I can't let that go. You said in real estate we do cold calling, like we don't do that in insurance. Come on, Los.
You're right. All right. True.
200 cold calls a day, not just for me, but for my nephew that started with me, my son Kev, who you know when he came in.
No doubt.
Those sheets was printed out.
No doubt.
And we dialed one at a time.
Man.
And trust me, you talk about that feeling, that high.
Yeah.
I'll tell anybody this.
I love that.
There is no feeling like when a stranger agrees with you. You got a beautiful wife. I got a beautiful wife. But today, Los, might not be the day that they agree with us about anything.
That's a fact. But
if a stranger says, yes, you can quote me. Yes, you can list my property. Yes, I'm thinking about selling my house. She's like, yeah.
Preach. I'm going to Sizzlers. I'm going to Sizzlers right after that.
That's all you need. I love cold calling. I don't mind dollar for dollar.
That's a fact.
To this day. I've been told, you've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Whatever problems you have, jump on the phone. The phone will solve it.
100%.
A little bit short on cash, get on the phone. A little bit short on your goals, jump on the phone.
You want to feel good about yourself?
Jump on the phone. Jump on that phone.
Jump on that phone.
Jump on it.
Yeah. All right. You know, we've been going.
We going.
And we could keep going. You already know. We can keep going. But right now we are going to dial into Andrew Russell at the RCG Mortgage for our Mortgage Minute.
So, do you need to save 20% to buy a house? This question has been asked multiple times by new home buyers, move-up buyers, and the answer is absolutely not. So what's happened is there's multiple loan options now that hit the secondary market to purchase a house with less than 20% down. Specifically, FHA loans. FHA, the minimum down payment's 3.5%. Why 3.5? It's a weird number. Don't ask me, but it's 3.5% down to purchase with FHA. Conventional mortgages, Fannie and Freddie, typically it's 5% down. They may require a little bit higher of a credit score because their PMI calculation is not a general calculation. It's based on your credit score and a couple different factors. But without a doubt, you could purchase with as little as 3.5 to 5% down. And if you're a veteran, with 0% down, believe it or not. So you do not have to save 20% to purchase a house. You can buy with as little as 3.5 to 5% typically as a down payment.
Welcome back from the Mortgage Minute with Andrew Russell, checking in, explaining why it is important to understand you don't need 20% down in this industry in order to purchase a house. Very, very important. That is my motto. Mr. You don't need 20%. That is my tagline. That is my AKA. I want to drill it into people's heads so people really understand that. But I want everyone to pay attention right now. I want you to strap in, and I want you to strap in tight because we got a boss in the building.
Yes, we
with
do.
With a bright smile. This young sister has, she's been a ray of sunshine as soon as she walked in through the door. Elisa Costanza. Elisa.
In Spanish.
My Spanish accent is coming out right now. Elisa Costanza from She Does Credit. Welcome to the show. Give it up, you. Give it up, Kev. You got it. Exactly.
Welcome
To the show. We appreciate you stopping by. I know traffic was crazy.
Very crazy.
But I'm glad that you were able to make it. This episode was really, really important. Important to us, important to what we do in our industries, because there are, credit is everything. The importance of how it molds and shapes our future is everything. And who better than to have somebody that focuses specifically on that? So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Let's dive in.
Okay.
How does it happen? I mean, She Does Credit. Like, you had any choice to be any entrepreneur in the world, doing whatever it is that you wanted to do. You decided to focus on credit. How does that happen?
Crazy story.
Let's hear it.
Why do all entrepreneur stories happen? Yo, crazy story. I love that. Go ahead.
You never expect to fall into it. It's like you never ever expect to fall into what you're doing. It just kind of happens.
Right.
So when you were speaking about earlier, taking that dive and taking that leap,
No doubt.
I was kind of pushed off the diving board. And there was no looking back. So
No doubt.
what happened was a few years ago, I was looking to purchase my first home.
Okay.
And I had no idea about anything or credit. I had no idea.
Why didn't you call me? You didn't know me. All right, that's cool.
This was in 2017.
I'm teasing.
Yeah. But now I know you.
No doubt. Now you could call me.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go.
So I had no idea. So
Okay.
I would just research.
Yeah.
What does it take to buy a home? Credit, things like that.
Sure.
My credit was like in the mid fives.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah. Go ahead.
So it's like I was one of those people that would like go to the store and be like, oh, like I thought my debit card was using credit. I would like, oh, I have $100 left to use on this credit card, and I make my payments on time. I had no idea.
Right.
So I was looking into first-time home buyer programs.
Sure.
And I'm like, wow, like these are grants like to help you, but you need the credit.
Sure.
And I pushed off credit for so long that I started working on it. My score went up like 69 points in that month.
Okay.
And I received a first-time home buyer's grant for $14,000.
Nice. That's
So,
great.
Yeah. So
Love those. Yeah.
at that time, but you have to,
Yep.
you gotta qualify.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's
Yep.
tough, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
At that time, I'm younger. I'm excited. I had a realtor at that time. Things didn't work out, but I would come into work like maybe a little dressed up sometimes. Or it's like people are like, "What's going on with you?" I'm like, "I'm going to buy a house."
That's it. I'm super fly.
Yeah,
What you talking about?
Yeah,
It's about to happen. It's about to go down.
and it's like I'm excited, and there's haters at your job, and
Of
they're
course.
looking, they're like, "What is it that you're doing?" So I have something called Topic Tuesdays on my Facebook that you would see, and
No doubt.
want to learn about credit
Sure.
and just partnering up with professionals like the both of you. I'm like, how does this work? How does that work? Because I like to constantly learn. So that person went on Facebook and they told the president of the company that I was doing it in the bathroom. It was so weird. I'm like, why would I do a Topic Tuesday in the bathroom? You hear the toilet flush. I don't even have service here.
Wow.
Did you wash your hands?
Wow.
That's disgusting. So it's like they were on me, and
Right.
I was like, it's either going to be me or this job.
That's a fact.
Like, I don't know what it is, but I was so overwhelmed. I
No
was
doubt.
crying. And this was a time that my dad started getting sick.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
When you try to take off work and they're calling you, and it's like people in the office are finding out your personal business when you're just speaking to your supervisor just to have that, I ended up getting fired.
Okay.
And it was Friday the 13th. I was being mentored, very closely.
Damn, what a day to get fired on the 13th.
Yeah.
That's
rough.
That day, I booked a flight to Florida to be with my friends and my
Yeah, no
mentors.
doubt.
When I got fired, I was like, you a hater. You need your credit fixed. Boom, that's it.
Right.
And I was like, it's either fight or flight at this time.
No doubt.
And, I come from a family that's like, work hard, get a good job, get those benefits. I told you my parents work for the same company, both for over 40 years. So I'm completely like different. I don't know where I came from, but the way I see it is that I'm breaking generational curses.
No doubt.
I had to be the one to stand out.
No doubt.
And somebody just came up with it, which She Does Credit. And, you know, just from working on my credit and helping so many people, that's how I got pushed into it. And I've been a full-blown entrepreneur for the past several years. And then on, you know, just leading to everything, the show, just staying consistent. But I never expected to be this person because if you would have told me several years ago, I would be so scared looking for a job. Oh my God, what am I going to tell my parents? Like my
No
dad,
doubt. No
trying
doubt.
to hide it from my dad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going to work.
Right.
Not going nowhere.
But he figured it out. And
Okay.
He's like,
How did he take it?
what about a job? But I think he saw like how consistent I was
That's
and
everything.
where I was going. That actually when he passed, I showed him my episode. And he was gleaming. And
Our condolences. I know that
Thank
you
you.
mentioned that. Go ahead.
Deepest
Kev.
condolences.
Yeah,
deepest
deepest
condolences. But that's amazing that
powerful.
you'd be able to launch your show. She Does Credit.
That's right.
Streaming all over.
Yeah, where can they? I mean, plug it right now. Where
NBC,
are you at?
Comcast. Talk to the
NBC.
people.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll
Roku,
save it. We usually
talk to
save it
the
for the end of the show, but now that we're talking about it, you know, let people know where they can see you besides here.
So I'm on Roku under the Rewind Network. So
Okay.
Rewind is spelled REEWIND Network. And you type in She Does Credit. I'm right there.
Nice.
I'm on NBC Comcast.
Nice.
So it's not on nationally, but it's
Sure.
in a few states. But if you check
Yeah.
the local listings, you could definitely see that every Wednesday from 11:30 to 12.
I like that. I like
Let's
that.
go.
That's
So
dope.
back to your dad. Before
Go ahead.
he gets ill, he's encouraging you. He sees your last episode.
Yeah.
I believe
No, it was on his deathbed.
it was on his deathbed.
Because you know
Wow.
what's crazy is that the day I came out with She Does Credit
Sure.
on January 19th, we found out he was dying.
Okay.
And they said your dad has 4 to 6 weeks to live.
Sure.
I was supposed to have my debut party,
Of course.
you know, for everyone to see me because I worked so hard for this.
No doubt.
And, you know, we got to have our peace and our last words. He
course.
told me he loved me.
Of course.
We forgave each other. And I was asking the nurses, like, please, can you just have him tune in just to see it? He came home on hospice. This was a Tuesday. He came home on hospice. I took out my laptop. We
No
were
doubt.
trying to keep him entertained.
No doubt.
They said he was closer to heaven than he was to us.
Right.
I'm like, Dad, look at me. And I was like, I want to show you this. And I just picked an episode, and it was an episode I was speaking about my parents.
Sure.
And what they instilled in me
Of course.
with credit and finances.
No
And
doubt.
he was just like gleaming, and you know, he knows what I was working towards. I had an opportunity that day that he came home from hospice. I was like, I wouldn't have taken a call because, you know, I'm spending time with him.
No doubt.
But I was like, Dad, do you hear this? Like, do you hear what the producer is
Mm-hmm,
saying? I wanted to keep him in tune, but I know his spirit is there. He's watching over me. Like, he guides
Yeah.
me. So he's still very much there, but
Of course.
it'll happen.
Listen,
Yeah, that's tough.
That's
yeah.
a powerful thing to share because somebody that's
powerful.
watching this that's hesitant about moving forward towards what they want to do.
Correct.
You're giving them that extra push. They're thinking you did it
100%.
while losing your dad, while still believing in your dream, and it came together and it worked out perfect for you. So,
Right.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
big.
you.
That-
I appreciate it. I did take time for myself and my family, of course. But, you know, like I mentioned, I was so scared because, you know, it's like your parents, they want you to, like, you know, help pay for school, you know, get a good job, always dress nice, you know, they taught me so much that it's like, I didn't feel like I failed them, but it's like I was so different. And I was like, you know what? This job, I'm done. And I was like, I'm going to get a
Forget
house.
y'all.
I told you, I gave him my business card, and
No doubt.
I was like, I'm out. But it took me a while to tell him. Me and my mom kept up with it.
Of course.
And he started he's like, what is it that you do? He's like, you're here a lot.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, he's like, but he hears me on the phone. He
No
sees
doubt.
me on Zoom meetings.
No doubt.
But when I think back to it, all of that pretty much was for him because I got to spend that time at home.
Right.
And be with him and have some kind of freedom or to have my own schedule and work around it to where I could be around, like, if, you know, I need to go to the hospital or the nursing home and see him or just be there. And
No
I'm
doubt.
so grateful because I was able to be with my family during this time. So
That's tough. That's Powerful.
Very powerful.
Very, very powerful. I think that, you know, I'm a big person of, you know, struggle and pain builds character. I think that, you know, if you ain't been through nothing, you know, when you start going through something, you know, you're probably not going to know how to handle that. So I really think that, you know, just from hearing that, you know, your character, it speaks volumes. So very, very strong stuff. I want to move on to a lighter topic, you know, not that, you know, not that was good, because, you know, to pull out of a conversation like that is tough. So
we got to transition.
Yeah, we got to transition. I want to segue because what you do and the stuff that you focus on, it impacts people on a day in and day out basis. You are not able to purchase a home if your credit number is a certain number, or you're not able to purchase a car. You're not able to purchase or even rent or lease an apartment. You are not able to do nothing until you have a decent amount of credit. Like, what is it? 620? What? Go ahead. It hit me because, yeah, school me.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What's the minimum that you say for your clients?
580. I've had people approve for 580, but that is
Lately,
nah. That was pre-COVID. You know what I mean? But it was, of course, you got working with the right people. You know, every situation is different. You know, it can be 580, but your income has to be justified on why. So if your credit is at about 580, but you know for a fact that this person is making about 200 stacks, $200,000 a year, you know, it's justifiable. So banks will work with, but every bank is different. But yes, I would say that. But from your perspective, what would be the comfortable number that everybody should build or aspire to have? Because everyone's different. Every situation is different. And, you know, how do you get there?
So definitely above the 700s.
Like, okay.
Even with you and doing insurance, you have your own.
I didn't know
We
that.
have our own,
I had no idea that was a thing.
All insurance companies use credit. An insurance score is a very important factor. So credit is everything.
Yeah.
Credit is everything. You know, if you go to Target today and check out and they say, would you like to pay with a card? Intuitively, you know they're using your credit. So it's an everyday life. But you posted something the other day that I'd like for you to break down, explain to the audience, if you will. Mm-hmm. You put up a post, and I shared it because it was so powerful. Mm-hmm. You put up the 4 or 5 factors with how credit is calculated. So talk to the people, not to me and Carlos, but to the people about how is their credit calculated. Everybody.
Right, exactly. Talk right into the camera. But yeah, no, it's important because, yeah, Kev raises a really, very, very important.
So even with what you said,
yep.
If you make like 200 stacks a
no
year,
doubt. Mm-hmm.
but you have this credit score,
yep.
It's like, all right, you
Go
make
ahead.
this money, but the credit, it's like, you know, there's so many different factors, like paying your bills on time, not spending, you know, overutilizing your stuff. Okay, so we're breaking it down.
Go ahead, break it.
The biggest thing is paying your bills on time. That's 35%. So whatever you gotta do to pay those bills on time, you set those alarms.
Yep.
You know, calendar update. You gotta write it like, you know, on a hand, you know, like a actual calendar. Auto pay. Some people don't like auto pay because they're like, it just takes it out and they may not have the money.
Sure.
But you just want to get that taken care of, because if you're not disciplined to pay your bills on time, why would somebody lend to you?
Correct.
You know, that's like saying, oh, I lent money to so-and-so. They're like, don't lend them any money.
Yes.
That's like the same thing. That's like really the same thing.
It speaks volumes about a good credit score. There's a relationship between that and what kind of person you want to be. You want to be the kind of person that's good. You know, 100%. $20 today, Los. I got you next week, and I mean it.
Listen, my Spotify is on auto pay. I don't give a away. That's something I keep on the ready. I need my music, but yes, you're absolutely right.
Take that. Listen, I want to ask you another question along the same line. You talked about being that person 4 or 5 years ago, whatever the exact number was, that wanted to buy a house, and you weren't even aware of how these things were being calculated and measured and held against you. And I think that happens to a lot of people in a lot of communities if
100%.
Credit score is not a dinner table conversation.
Yep.
You posted something a while ago before you even launched your show about what some apps that people should use and which apps they shouldn't use to monitor their credit. Like I use Credit Karma for years, and that's the reaction. That's not the one. Why isn't that the one, and what should people be using?
Well,
Not your Credit Karma, but I get you.
I mean, it's funny because they're like, this is my score on Credit Karma. Like,
right.
no, it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But the thing is because with a lot of credit monitoring sites, they only pull from 2 credit bureaus instead
Correct.
of all 3.
TransUnion and I think Equifax, something like that.
Right.
We're gonna talk about the different ones. I was gonna get into that, but
yeah. So it's not from all 3 credit bureaus,
Sure.
and then you have to remember what reports to one bureau may not report to all 3 of them.
100%.
That's why you have different scores.
No doubt.
With the different credit bureaus. So really, I like My FICO.
Yep.
If you need your credit report pulled, it does cost monthly. But if you want to really find out your credit scores, there's annualcreditreport.com. You could literally see everything the same way a lender will pull it. And then also you could see your credit scores with TransUnion, Equifax, Experian.
So the top, those are the main 3. I just brushed on it briefly, but you know, the main 3 are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So the ones that people usually see on, let's say, sites like Credit Karma are only 2 of the 3. Is there a specific reason why that is? Like, is that something that, you know, is public knowledge? Like, why is that?
Well, the thing is that the credit bureaus are privately held companies.
Sure.
They're not government entities, so
Right.
they really make that decision. And also what a lot of people don't know, like with Credit Karma or those free sites, it's like they're sponsored by certain companies, so they kind of do solicit your information because
doubt.
that's how they make money. So
Okay. Yeah, I remember, you know, again, I had Credit Karma just to have it, you know, and I checked my score. It was real quick, you know, but I didn't know that when I bought my second home that my score was higher than what Credit Karma was talking about. And I was like, yo, what the hell's going on? So, you know, it put me in a better place. And what a lot of people don't know and what a lot of people don't understand is there are brackets when it comes to your credit and what category you fall under. So I think it's maybe every 10 points, 10 to 20 points where you fall under a different category credit-wise that's going to improve the rate that you get, the amount on the dollar that you are going to pay for a mortgage. Obviously, the higher your credit score is, the better your rate is going to be when you apply for a mortgage through any mortgage company. So have you worked with new homeowners asking you, you know, to help them with that process and explaining that? What are some of the difficulties in explaining what some of these free sites aren't telling them?
So it's definitely like those interest rates, what you're getting approved for, what you're not getting approved for. A lot of people, they're so used to like paying so much in interest rates that certain things don't even phase them, you know? And it's like, hey, you could save money. Same way with insurance, like working with you on insurance. It's like, hey, I could save you money, or you don't realize like these interest rates are killing you if you would just take the time to work on your credit. I have a client right now. He had to buy his family a house because the mom didn't want to work on her credit. And it's like,
gotcha.
It's a little too much for me, but all right.
So, and real quick, in a lot of our communities, and, you know, it breaks my heart, right? It really does break my heart because a lot of, you know, certain communities, you know, when we get the good job or, you know, we run into a little bit of money, instead of, you know, doing something for yourself that's going to either help boost your credit score, you're automatically spending money already in debt. You know, you live in your mom's house, but you drive in a Benz. You know what I'm saying? You live in an apartment rental, but you got the new X5 or the 6. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even that you're leasing these vehicles, because there is a difference. And I wanted to discuss that as well. There is a difference between the two. You know, once you start the process and you want to finance these vehicles, that's already a ding on your credit score that puts you into the negative. So your debt to income is a huge, huge thing when it comes to the real estate aspect of purchasing a home. A lot of people don't get that. What you owe versus what you make. Talk about it. So, let's say, for example, somebody's like, Miss Costanza. I don't know if they call you Miss. Is it Elise? Elissa. I gotta get the Spanish accent. Elissa.
I was named after my grandmother.
Go ahead.
So I have to be like, you have to get the name right.
Got you. No, I do. And again, like I wanted to make sure that your business name was right too. I'm a big proponent that yes, you are absolutely right. Elissa. I'm gonna take Elissa. I still can't even do it when I'm trying.
I know it's hard because it's like the Alyssa and the Elissa, like you trip over. Correct. Gets it wrong.
Yeah, so, I get down and dirty when it comes to the Spanish in me. I can't let it go sometimes. I just
say
it's who you are.
Elisa.
If that's easier for you.
Alyssa.
Elissa.
Alyssa. All right, cool. I'm not gonna make that mistake no more. Alyssa, when it comes to, the debt to income ratio portion and trying to explain to that, do you have clients that go into it like, yo, I'm here, but I just got the new Benz. How do I buy a house now? Like, is that no? I can't. No,
listen,
I want to get a house. Yeah,
that's a meme right there.
Man, we gonna record that.
Yes.
We're putting that out. The memes of the real estate trifecta.
Yes, I like.
Because I swear to God, if rolling eyes was karate, you'd be a black belt, sis. Be knocking people's head off right now.
Oh my God. It's like when people try to pursue me, and it's like, I don't want to help somebody with their credit or their finances. I already want you to be there.
Right.
Like, bro, it's like, I see your credit and I see your taxes because I also do taxes. It's
okay.
Like,
damn. Okay. I wish Lou was here, boy. Oh my God. Go ahead. Yeah.
Like, what are we really doing?
What we talking about? Yeah, I get you. I get you.
You have a lot of nerve to try and holler at me when you don't pay your bills on time.
No doubt.
Wow.
And listen. It's not sometimes, you know what? Sometimes people need to hear like that. Yeah, but that's what it is. People too delicate. You know what I mean? Like you putting yourself in these positions. There's no reason for you to add more debt to your name and credit. Leasing vehicles. I'm using vehicles as an example. You know what I mean? Because for some reason we consider that, in our cultures as status. My status is the bigger my house and the more property that I'm going to be able to own and pass down to my children. That's some status for your ass. I'm going to tell you that right now.
No question.
I'm cursing on this show today. I apologize. But you know what? It's true, because when I said strap in, this is real deal, because it's not often that we get to speak to somebody in this profession, because I've never heard of somebody that just deals and has their own business where specifically focus on credit. The people that I work with in these banks, they help people get out of, these bankers they can give guidance on how to help you build your credit in order to get a better rate. But there's nobody that I've actually dealt with that deals with that specifically.
Well, that's the beauty of what you do, because you're just helping clean up credit.
Correct.
And you're not selling them another product.
Correct.
You're not selling them insurance or a house. Or
correct.
You're giving them a product that's going to help them with whatever their next financial move is.
Yeah, it's like people don't realize that you have this negative stuff on your report.
Right.
This is like from years ago that we have to work on cleaning up.
Sure.
But it's more than that. You have to fix your mindset as well, because I don't want to have to keep going into, and just for them, like you have to learn, I have to educate you, teach you financial literacy. We have to work on building that back up.
No doubt.
It's a process.
What are some, you post positive stuff all the time. What's the best piece of advice you can give someone to climb out of that hole and to change their financial literacy? Like, what's something that they can start with, let's say from the bottom up? Like, what's some advice?
You want to change, look at your bills.
That's it.
That's a fact. Yeah.
If you see I'll give you positivity and then we'll be real.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be real either way.
Right.
If you look and see what you're paying every single month.
No doubt.
And break down the interest rates.
Yep.
What you're paying for those bills. I've had to do that myself. Like, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be in this position if I didn't go through it and have to get my head knocked on a few times to learn my lessons. Like, you're paying so much on credit cards or bills or interest rates. You have to break down, why am I in this position? People could be making six figures, millionaires, whatever.
That's a fact.
And
Can't
still
rent a
living
house.
paycheck to paycheck.
That's crazy.
There's a story of athletes, former athlete paid for the Knicks. Got a big contract many years ago.
What's his name?
Name escapes me. Big man out of Chicago.
Okay.
He was making millions with the Knicks, but he had to borrow money just to make it. He had to make it. So it really doesn't matter what you make. If you spend more than
that's
what
a
you
fact.
make,
Yep.
it doesn't matter.
Yep.
You can have a salary that's not phenomenal, but if you spend less than what you make, you'll be fine. So your point is well taken. You know, just because you got the big number, the 50, the 100, the 200 stacks, that really doesn't matter. You have to spend less than what you make.
100%.
And you have to change your mindset. Of course, I want to dial back to the beginning of the show. You asked me about being an entrepreneur and humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Changing your mindset about money is the greatest advice I can give
100%.
any up-and-coming entrepreneur.
No doubt.
Because credit is way more important than cash.
No doubt.
Cash will only go as far as your wallet will take you, but credit will take you places that you can't imagine. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. There's been times like, credit, I'm like, thank God for my credit.
Right.
I'm telling you, thank God. But it's like, even as an entrepreneur, it's like we could all agree we could make this money one day. We could have a slow season. Something could
That's
happen.
a fact. Yep.
And you have to, like, not to sound cliche, but budgeting and just like really living below your means. Because I could speak for myself as a first-year entrepreneur. I was making money. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I have to show for it? Because I was looking at the people around me, designer stuff, traveling, doing stuff. I'm like,
Louis bags.
I bought the.
There it is.
I'm teasing. Nice bag.
It's like, I worked for that.
No doubt.
You know? You won't see
No
me in
doubt.
Louis Vuitton every week. But
Nah.
I wanted something quality. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was spending money on bags that were breaking down. Like,
No
something
doubt.
happened,
You
so
deserve
take
it.
in.
You
Thank
work for it. You deserve it. Keep it 100.
But you have to watch your spending.
How many credit cards should someone have at one given time?
At one given time? Well,
doubt.
I'll tell you, you shouldn't be applying for more than 2 to 3 things at a time.
Okay.
2 to 3 increase, because it starts to tell a story on its own.
Okay.
So if you get denied here,
Yep.
another place may be like,
Ooh.
I don't know about that.
Right.
And it could be a domino effect, and you look desperate. Like, why do you need this?
Yep.
You know? And
So you should space yourself like
every
the
few
average
months.
person. I mean, if to build your, I mean, you need it. It's funny because in order to build your credit, you need to be in debt to build your credit, which is something that I just never really understood. But
Not necessarily.
I hear you. But in order to, to tell a story about your spending
gotta
limit,
build yourself up.
build
yeah.
yourself up, right? So let's say somebody that has zero credit, right? Or somebody that, comes up to me, Carlos, I have no credit. I want to buy a home. I make about $80,000 a year. I have no credit cards. What's the first piece of advice? Like if I say, hey, listen, call Alyssa, she is going to help you through this. She is going to coach you through this. What's something that you would tell somebody? This is where we're starting.
Okay, so building your credit, there's a few different ways.
Go for it.
So, number one, you could try a secured card. So the way a secured card works, it's like a debit card, but it's building your credit. You get approved for a certain amount. Let's say hypothetically you get approved for $500. You can't spend, well, you could spend the $500, but you want to utilize it.
Sure.
Right? With your debt to income ratio, 30%.
Sure.
I wouldn't even say 30%. Keep it below.
Right.
Excellent utilization is 8 to 10%. You also have to keep in mind of the interest rates with that. Try a secured card, but look at the interest rates with that, because I've seen interest rates 26.99, percent, 27%, whatever. You could try that. There's something called self-lender. You could, it's like a loan, but they could pay you at the end. That's helping to build your credit. If you could hop on someone's credit line as an authorized user.
Yep.
Something that I'll say, guys, is that if you hop on someone's trade line,
I want to talk about that too, guys.
let it be somebody like that you guys trust. Like, don't try and like
Your neighbor.
I wouldn't give
Never.
an extra card to somebody and, you know, they go spend it, it's not meant for that. It's to help build you up
No
or
doubt.
some type of credibility with that, you know? There are different forms of trade lines, but, you know, try to get something in your name. Anything.
At what point, I talk about my son often because I'm a new dad. So
congrats.
yeah, thank you. My son is 4 months old, and
Wow.
my son is a stone cold killer when it comes to the looks. That is Mr. Steal Your Girl, right? It's Mr. Steal Your Girl, right? It's a beautiful baby. I was very, very blessed. So is it, in your opinion, for, you know, to start them off on the right foot? I know, you know, kids want to go to college, but I know when I was in college, I didn't have any lines of credit. Is it smart to open up a line of credit for your babies or your children at a young age? What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could add, there are different companies that
Yep.
offer that, but
Yep.
you could have them as an authorized user too on your cards.
Okay. And that automatically helps them establish a line
Yeah.
of credit. So when they go apply for loans in their names, when it
When
comes
they're
time for
18?
college, yep.
Good.
Okay. That's what's up. I mean, you know, tricks that we really don't get, you know, access to because we were never taught or told. Right. So I find that very, very informative. Let me ask you another quick one. Lease or finance?
What do you think, insurance guru?
Because they both affect your credit, you know, in different ways. But if somebody was to ask you, for me, I'll tell you, never buy a depreciating asset,
Right.
Ever. You know, that's my opinion. But you know, in certain industries, like my industry, where you're beating the brakes off your lease at 30,000 miles a year, might have to have a conversation about something else. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, you know, as something like a financier or a financial manager, you know, what are your thoughts of that?
So they both have different effects.
Yep.
But the thing is, you know, cars depreciate
No
pretty
doubt.
fast. But then it's like you have some people, they outdo their lease, like
Yep.
with the mileage
Yep.
and beating the car down and stuff like that. And then you have to pay for that at
Yep.
the end of your lease unless you go into something else.
Correct.
You know, I would say lease, but me personally, I'll be honest, I don't do 10,000 a year.
Nah,
or
me neither.
like, you know, it's like I always pay for it with the mileage.
Of course.
But, you know,
Yeah. And the only reason why I ask is it's because it's one of those things where, you know, people that apply for mortgages, stuff like that pops up on their mortgage. And it's really a difference between you leasing a car and then you financing a car. I use the car as an example because for us, for some reason, that is stature. That is status. And I understood when I started my own business. I didn't understand that because I used to fall into that category, you know, before as a W-2.
Wanting to show. So to answer your question,
Yeah.
I don't lease or finance a car. I don't own a car at all. My company has a couple of cars. I don't have a car.
so that's
I don't show anything.
Yeah, let me tell you something right now.
wait, maybe we can't say that.
No, we saying that. Insurance guru just, oh my God. You
But this is
pulled out the
thing.
sledgehammer right now.
But also with what you said, you could honestly put it under your business. You could build business
No
credit.
doubt.
You could have it come
No
out of your
doubt.
business expenses. There are certain companies that you work for that they'll pay for it. So I was leased. But I also had my parents helping me before I got into credit, you know?
doubt.
And they're like, okay, in 3 years, you're out. I always had, like, before I used to drive, like, a little minivan, and it was so embarrassing. I never
That's all right. I mean, you got around.
in college, I'm like, why can't I get a car? Like,
Right.
But then, you know, they upgrade me to a lease, and
Okay.
yeah.
But you appreciate it. You
No doubt.
appreciate the process. The
Right.
process is everything. But in my past, when I owned cars, I leased for years only because I don't get attached to vehicles. It's a necessary
Right.
evil to get
Correct.
back and forth to work.
Correct.
I'm not emotionally attached to it. It doesn't define me.
Yeah.
By the time you arrive in a business situation, the car's in the parking lot. Who cares how I got here?
Yeah. Sometimes, but with certain people, they'll be like, oh, you drive a nice car? You must mean business. But then it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, I hate to use a vehicle as
But
an
you're struggling
example.
to pay for that. And it's like, you know, in your industry, when you're ready to buy a house and a client goes, I just bought a car, you know, I couldn't get a rental, for example,
Bro.
because they're so, like, something with, like, the car chips, and they just bought, like, the dealerships have been buying the entire fleet of rentals.
Right.
You know, it's tough, but I know with you,
Yeah.
any type of car, it's like, why'd you do that?
Yeah. And again, for our culture, it's a crux that I really wish we would get out of. Financial literacy, the understanding of how credit works, you know, it's the culture that people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, people of color, people that are in impoverished areas. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I am a person of color, and it took a while to come up. This is nothing easy. You know what I mean? So when you have your own businesses, I was putting my head down and I was smiling because Kev just clobbered me over the head with a sledgehammer. And when you surround yourself with brothers like this that are always keeping you on your toes and putting things in a perspective, you appreciate it a lot more. So I encourage anybody that thinks of opening up a business, starting a business, becoming an entrepreneur, LLC, S Corp, however you want to put it. If my boy, Mr. CFP, was here, he'd probably put the stamp of approval on it as well. There are many things that you can do in order to help you, like, you know, putting things up against your business's name that are going to help you grow and that are going to help you become more successful. Is there anything you feel we missed?
So I'll break down the rest of the 5 ways
Let's
how
go.
your credit.
Go for it.
Let's go.
But something that I do want to say,
Yes.
it's like something that I am grateful and appreciative of.
Go ahead.
Is that with my parents, you know, we had this conversation before. The house is paid off.
Yep.
No car payments.
Nope.
Like, you know, they taught me. I was like, wow, because when you're in that position, especially losing a loved one, it's like, oh my goodness, the bills and how are we going to pay for this and stuff like that. We didn't have to worry about that.
Thank
so you
God.
truly have to learn
Sure.
to, like, live below your means.
No doubt.
Budget,
No
finance,
doubt.
and you have to set certain things up a certain way. I'm like, Dad, you did a good job because I know
Appreciate you.
took care of us. So
That's it.
Yeah.
that's what it comes to.
Which it should be. I think, you know, go ahead, Kev. I know.
I just wanted to
jump on this.
say,
Yeah.
you know, shout out to your pops.
Shout
because
out.
that's
Yeah,
the
man. What was his name?
idea.
Joseph Anthony Costanza.
Joseph Anthony
This is his
Costanza. Go ahead.
fingerprint.
All right. I like that.
Dad, I see you. Yes, this is his fingerprint.
I like that.
And it says Elissa and it says Daddy.
Alyssa.
So
Nice.
Shout
He
out
did a
to
great
him.
job. The
Yeah.
beauty is you can't take away the emotional loss of losing a loved one.
Right.
Nope.
But at least the financial burden is not there. And that's a
Correct.
blessing. That's what
And we spoke
I
about
do
that.
every day, what it's all about.
Yeah.
Now you only have to deal with the emotional part. You don't have to worry about how's mom going to stay in the house, how's
Right.
mom going to continue the car, how's mom going to live indoors. Pops took care of business.
That's
And
a
that's
fact.
what it's all about. So
Much respect.
That's a blessing.
Much
And you
respect.
need to get life insurance and set yourself up.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you for the setup.
Whole or term.
Thank you for the setup. And
There you
you'll
go.
be in good hands with Kevin Spann.
Listen, this is a conversation that we can probably have for another 30 to 40 minutes. Alyssa Costanza, I appreciate you coming by. Again, everything that you spoke about today not only is impactful for, you know, our communities, but super, super important. Do me a favor. How do people get in contact with you?
So, Instagram is She Does Credit. I have a Facebook
Okay.
page, and
Yep.
I have a personal Facebook, Elissa Costanza.
Okay.
You want me to spell it out?
We're gonna have
gonna
it
put it
down.
out there?
We're gonna have it down on the graphics. I promise. I'll make sure that
for
people
sure.
know where they're going when they're looking for you. But
She Does Credit.
She Does Credit.
Check your local listings every Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m.
perfect. And this is Carlos Salinas, Mr. You Don't Need 20%. Make sure you catch us on the gram at the Real Estate Trifecta. Brother, this is a wrap. What you think?
I think it was beautiful.
I think it was beautiful too.
It was a great show.
You hit me over the head today, and I'm gonna have to go home with a knot the back of my head. I appreciate you. You put a smile on my face. That was some jewels you just dropped. Alyssa, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate Trifecta. Happy Memorial Day. Want everybody to go out there. You know that summertime cookout. Make sure you're grilling. Enjoy yourselves. Stay blessed. Stay positive. We'll see you later.
Peace.